Hey everyone, so in today's vlog, I want to talk about what helped me get over my grief and sadness and how I've grown as an individual so that maybe those of you going through a really hard time can relate and use what I did. If this helps, I'm happy to share. So the biggest changes in myself in the last 20 years have been self-inquiry work. I started my self-inquiry work before my husband passed away. Probably got into spirituality, the sixth sense and what is it, a couple of years before he passed away. He passed away 14 years ago. And it's not till just recently where I felt alive again. I felt like I know who I am, and I realize what self-purpose is. Self-purpose is not running around chasing the idea of what should I do for others. No. Self-purpose is realizing, becoming aware of self, making the choice, and understanding what you have done in the past that hasn't been working, how it's anchored you into a pendulum almost, and you've been repeating the same pattern. Now, how the fuck do I get out of this pattern? That is the work that I have done now. And it took me I was in a bad spot after my husband passed away for over a decade. Over a decade I held on to it. And it's not until just recently I've broken out of that pattern. And what helped me most, so I'm doing a workbook, I'm writing, it's done, I just keep writing. It's on the tarot. And originally, tarot was introduced to us by higher beings. They were named Raw Energies, channeled through LL Research. And what I've been doing for the past 3 years is really recognizing and understanding tarot. And I found as I wrote this book, so tarot is meant to give you pathways for growth in spirit, for self-realization, for making the choice of realizing self. That's what tarot is for. So as I've been breaking down the pathways and understanding tarot, oh my God, if you're anchored into attachment, then the next thing to do is this. This is what the cards represent. Then you're going to get to this stage. Once you get to faith and you have will to do it, oh my God, that's going to bring you and show you the ego. What? Once you realize that we all go through these phases in spiritual growth, and all of our issues, all of us are gonna have something that is some sort of pain that the ego has anchored us into and we have attached ourselves to. And for me, it was the death of my husband. And everything that I did after that had grief attached to it. So what I started doing was and once this book publishes, I just got to stop writing. Once it publishes, you will see how it can help you. And I'm just giving you my example because I've been writing, and I know I've been going through this spiritual growth. I don't know, it's a sort of awakening. I don't know if it's a Kundalini awakening. Mind you, I've been feeling my feminine energy a lot for the last week and a half, and I've just been kind of honing things in. But I know it's created a lot of growth in me because frick, I cry at everything. I see a couple walking down the beach, and I can feel the love that they have for each other, the way they look at each other, and I'll start crying. I will see somebody being honest, truth on TV. I will see somebody being super honest and I'll start crying. I cry at the understanding of love, that deep feeling. I can feel the love that I see with the senses now in other people, and it opens up my heart to where I just burst in tears. I can't help it. I've been freaking crying nonstop for 8 months now. So this is spiritual growth, by the way. When you begin to feel love and understand it in that feeling, it just automatically, your body responds. That is the heart, mind, body connection. That's what you're experiencing. So back to my growth and just feeling happy and being me and changing, like changing my hair color, wanting to look good and feel good for me first. What I've noticed is people come to me. I go to yoga class and people want to talk to me. People want to be in my vibration. People want to be in my energy. So what I noticed was, what I started doing was I began to look back, and tarot helped me do this, because when I put the tarot cards into their pathways and I started seeing, and I am saying but I didn't do it. I just one day looked at them, and I've been looking at them for a long time, and they just rearranged themselves in my mind's eye, obviously. And I started looking and seeing them and understanding them different for what they are, and understanding them as spiritual pathways. So what I did was, with these in front of me, because you can see, I mean, this is how I live. That's my card. They're always there, right? So what I began to do is I started really noticing my attachments. I started seeing, okay, this is my major contention. Okay, so what if I just let that go? What am I getting out of it? Why am I so attached to this freaking pain? What is the benefit that I'm getting? And the benefit that I was getting out of it was loneliness. And over time, I hate loneliness. That's one side of me, which was creating the grief, because I didn't ask for shit to happen. I didn't ask to be a widow. I just was. But and I identified with that story and attached myself to it for so long that it became a personality. Now, loneliness is my personality, and I began to embrace that by isolating myself. And then I embraced it even further, because I'm like, you know what? I like isolation. Fuck the world. I'm an introvert. I started identifying myself with that, you see. And now that I'm realizing what I've done, I'm starting to break those barriers. I'm starting to say, no, I want socialization. No, maybe I want a relationship. I don't know. Maybe I do. But I'd never thought like that before. And the way I saw it was, I saw the attachment in the Devil card, and then it gives you a pathway of how to release it. So I started with the attachment, if I look at my tarot, and then from the attachment came, this attachment is now anchored in. And I saw it, and I realized it. So I started following the path and the energies of the tarot. Remember, the tarot are archetypes. What do archetypes do? Archetypes tell a story. So my story was really identifying with the archetypes, all of the archetypes in the tarot. And remember, archetypes are consciousness. These archetypes in the tarot are embedded into our subconscious mind with like, before we even come here, they're in our consciousness. They're in this pendulum, the 3D pendulum that we call Earth. They're a pendulum. There's 22 of them. And their consciousness, it becomes part of our subconscious mind. The reason it becomes part of our subconscious mind, if you imagine you're a being, but we're connected to the earth is connected to the sun is connected to the logos, to God, right? God keeps the sun going with its consciousness, the sun keeps the earth going with its energy and consciousness, and then the earth keeps us alive. So if you think of it that way, when you begin to realize that this consciousness, this so-called earth, the sun, the logo, these 22 archetypes come with this consciousness, they're going to seep into you, and they seep into you through your root chakra. Now you come down here with the personality. So I realized what my strongest personality trait and intent was, and that is wisdom. I have always had my strength has always been, I've had the ability to look at things and understand them wisely to kind of detach from situations. Except from the death of my husband, everything else I'm able to look at both sides. That is what I was born with. I have always been like that. So you're born with up to one really strong predominant personality intent, and then two more. But mainly we live our life, our story, through the energy of these archetypes. And sometimes these archetypes are stronger than other times. Like, for example, the magician, which is rooted in to also your root chakra. It's an anchor. You're either really in the matrix and you kind of live life where you look at other people, you observe them, and then you think those other people is what you have to be, and they create your truth. That's an extrovert, let's say external. But if you go in, internal, introvert, go within yourself and understand, really hone into the feeling and what you're going through, and then allow your inside, your chakras, your energy fields, your system, and observe that, you will act very different. But you're still the magician. You are still the magician, which is part of your root chakra. So anyways, I am going to be doing a teaching vlog. I'm so excited. I just need to buy a new computer. I want to publish it on Sunday. And I'm going to relate the chakra with the tarot, with our densities. It's going to be fun. I'm going to do one for every chakra. Join me next Sunday. I think it'll be, there's a lot to learn, and I'm excited to teach it. Love you guys so much. Bye.